up front. You know, last year they didn't have Mayman. He's back. And when you talk about him and Stokes, that's a heck of a tag team. You know, they're both big, physical kids, skilled. So it's a little different matchup for us as it relates to the physicality that they're going to present up front. And then when you throw Jordan McRae in there, you're talking about two of those guys are seniors and a junior that's played a lot of minutes. Jordan McRae is probably as explosive a scorer from the wing as there is in our league. He's a guy that I really think has a chance to be Player of the Year in the league. They picked up a fifth-year guy. I think he's a fifth-year guy, and Antonio Barton, kid transferred from Memphis, so he's been experienced. He's played in big games before. So they've got a number of different weapons. They've got size off their bench. You know, we had success in there last year simply because we went in and made a bunch of baskets. You know, I think we scored 90-some-odd points. If we could do that again this year, I'd obviously feel better about our chances, but that remains to be seen.
What did Florida do to limit them so much offensively?
They really struggled shooting the ball. You know, and Florida's probably, I shouldn't say probably, they are the best defensive team in our league, one of the best in the country. They don't lose many in Gator Alley, and the best of the best have been in there and left with their heads down simply because they just take you out of offense and they don't give you second chance opportunities. Tennessee is very, very good off their offensive glass, and so Florida was good in their first shot defense and then limited them getting any second chance opportunities and just kept them out of rhythm all game.
How do they compare to defending when you guys play LSU?
Different, again, just based on the physical makeup of their team. When you think LSU, I think long and athletic, smaller guards, but their front line with Jordan Mickey and O'Brien and Jarrell Martin are all very long and very athletic, and really inexperienced with two of those kids being freshmen. This group is an experienced lot, and they're big and they're physical. So we have to make sure we buckle that chin strap and understand that there's going to be nothing easy in Knoxville.
What could it do for your team's confidence to go to Tennessee and win a game?
I think we're a pretty confident group. You know, we've won 4 straight. I think that it's just the next game for us. Obviously, it's a huge opportunity. Anytime you get a chance to play a team that's, I don't know where they are today, but I think they're in the top 50, top 60 in the RPI. We all know how the RPI is balanced. They give you a lot more weight if you can find a way to break through on the road because everybody realizes how difficult that is. I think us and Florida are the only 2 teams in the league with multiple road wins to this point. And, again, that speaks to how difficult it is to go in and win on the road. We'll formulate a game plan, and hopefully our guys, when the moments arise, will raise up, make a play, and that ultimately will decide it.
Have you always felt like this team was capable of getting on a little bit of a roll? It just needed a game like LSU against a team that, you know, was a competitive team, a team that would present a challenge to just get going like that?
You know, our formula is pretty simple, and you'll hear me saying this all year, that Jarvis has established himself as one of the best guards in the league, and he's playing that way. He's playing with a lot of confidence, and we have a lot of confidence in him, and he's given us leadership that is above and beyond. Marshall's Marshall. Marshall's the only guy in the country that can go 4 for 15 and be the lead story. He's the only guy that can go 2 for 12 and be the MVP of the game. He's a different guy, and his ability to make shots, he made a lot of them in there last year. I'm sure there'll be a lot of attention paid towards him. We've got to do a good job of playing off that. He's got to make his share, and then we've got to play the way the defense determines. And then we've got to get contributions from a number of different guys, and we're getting those from Anthony Perez, who I think has put together the three best game run of his early career. Sebas is continuing to produce for us. I think AJ is getting more and more confident as we approach the year anniversary of his knee injury. I think he's getting more confident in understanding his role as that of, you know, not a spot guy, but a guy that's instrumental in us winning or losing. Dwight Colby's starting to help us a little bit more. Bear has shown certainly capable. And then we got to get Snoop, and we got to get, you know, Derek, and Janari now will have an expanded role just based on the injury to Newby. So we've got to continue to get contributions from a number of different guys.
It doesn't sound like it, Andy, based on how you're talking, but was there anything from Marshall's deal with Rick Ray that would cause him discipline or lost playing time from your perspective?
I didn't even, you know, Rick, at the end of the game, we were in the hall when I was done with you guys, and he came up to me and apologized and said that he had said something more. I didn't even know what he was talking about. I see it on the tape, and I you know, obviously the camera caught him mouthing something, and that's not an issue for us. I don't foresee anything happening moving forward from our standpoint.
Your older guys the last couple of years always seemed at this time of year to know what the RPI was and what they needed to do. Is this group like that, or are they a little bit more in the moment, just kind of letting it come?
You know, I've got the United Nations in my locker room. At RPI, they may be thinking I hit them with this APR and GPA, and they don't. I'm not even sure they know what NCAA is. Many of them. You know, you're inundated with it. They watch college basketball like we watch college basketball. It's talked about 24/7, so they obviously understand. Now, they probably don't get the formula. I don't get the formula. Sometimes I think I figured it out, and then something happens and the line shifts on me sporadically. So for us, we just try to, we're through a third of the SEC season. That's hard to believe, and it is easier to break it down that way. We're through 6 of the 18. We went 5-1. If we could do that in the next 2 quadrants, we'd be in pretty good shape. So we understand the importance of the game, and the guys know that Tennessee's a good basketball team, and they're going to know exponentially after we go through it the next 48 hours.